it's a pleasure to be here. I just want to say thank you to the Bandırma University for welcoming us here. So will start my presentation regarding to the evaluation of social media accounts and applications with where we are going to deliver a green tick quality label. So I will explain what's the quality tick label and what it's for. So digital platforms are mainly used by young people. This means that normally young people, they don't watch they don't receive their information from regular media like TV. They don't see television, so they're going to get their information from social media. So this can be a problem because if the information that they see in social media is not reliable, this can be a problem. So Green Tick tries to promote a trustworthy and verified content, which the goal is to establish standards for diet, health, sport, and sustainability as it was presented before from other people that was here. So I will start by explaining a little bit of the methodology. So the consortium, as it was said before, is composed by 7 partners from 6 countries: Turkey, Greece, Italy, Spain, Slovenia, and Portugal. So for this Green Tick label, we started by reviewing 1,200 apps and accounts. However, only 955 met the criteria of the full evaluation. So for this evaluation, we produced 3 distinct types of outcomes: approved, needs improvement, or rejected. So the social media accounts and the apps were evaluated by using a system created by the consortium. We create an Excel file in order for all the countries to have a common mechanism to control what the social media and the apps are trying to communicate. So from these Excel files, we create some sentence that needed to be answered while the evaluator was trying to produce information regarding the apps. Some of the questions are related with stuff like, for example, when you have a social media account, do you produce and give scientific reference to your content? So that was one example of the sentence that we need to know about the social media content producers. Another question is, do they identify themselves and their expertise in the subject? So they are speaking about health, and they put the reference that they are professional doctors. They have an identification that can be proved that they are experts in what they are talking about. So these Excel files produce a lot of information for us in order to compile everything and find some common situations in all the countries. So for the research strategy, as I said before, we evaluate apps from Google Store and from Apple Store. Regarding social media, we evaluate Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X was before called Twitter, and TikTok. And by using hashtags like fitness, hashtag nutrition, hashtag fit, and other hashtags, we try to find a consensus between the countries. So these hashtags were used in English and in each partner language in order to find similar results. So regarding some results that we compile, for example, regarding apps, 45% were approved. So it means that they will receive a label saying it was approved, but 49% 0.4%, the result was need adjustments, and 4.9 was rejected. Regarding social media, the values was 49.8 approved and 40.2 need adjustments, and 10% were rejected. So more or less of the 50% of the content is reliable, but the other half, both in social media and apps, is questionable, or it can be risky. Now, when we divide the evaluation outcome by field, health, diet, sport, and sustainability, sustainability was also something that we tried to measure. So regarding to health, 57% of the evaluation that we did was approved. This was the highest. It means that the social media content regarding to health was above the 50%, and also for apps. Regarding diet, 52% rate of approval, and sport below average, 39% approved, and sustainability, 47% was rejected. Regarding sustainability, this was the most problematic, which means that people that are communicating through social media or trying to communicate promoting apps, they are not paying attention to the sustainability aspect, because almost 50% of those apps and social media that we evaluate didn't reach the level to be approved regarding sustainability. Regarding by country, so as I said before, we are 6 countries, and in each country some evaluators try to discover information about social media, which means that in each country things are a little bit different. So for example, Portugal and Italy, we have more or less 70% of approved regarding to the social media and apps evaluation. Slovenia was above average with 63%, and Spain, and we also evaluate some international accounts besides the 6 country partners. For Spain and other international accounts was 45%. Regarding Turkey and Greece, it was 25 and 30% respectively regarding to approved social media accounts and apps. So, just to give you some example, in social media, for example, Facebook, it's common sense, but as again, we need to prove by scientific methods that is used by older people. Instagram, for example, more young people, and TikTok, maybe even younger people. So social media platforms, they showed a higher overall approve rate than apps, but also have a higher rate of content rejection, which means there's a lot of content that normally in the social media accounts, for example, if the account is related to sports, sometimes they communicate about other stuff that is not related with stuff, or with sports, sorry. Or when they communicate, they don't give a scientific reference, or they don't indicate the background or expertise. Regarding Facebook and X, they have the highest approval rates. Again, Facebook is used majorly by older people, and Twitter maybe for also is used by older people, or for more maybe academic persons. Regarding Instagram, 50% of approval rate, which means that 50% of the content that we can see in Instagram regarding health, sports, and nutrition, it's not good. Only 50% was approved. Regarding TikTok, as expected, it was the highest rejection rate of all platforms. Facebook has the lowest rejection rate among all platforms. I don't know if there's a correlation between age and these numbers, but this is something that we can study in the future. So, to resume what we did here, we, as a consortium, try to create an evaluation form that was able for all the partners to do a proper job. But of course, it was a single evaluation by country, so it wasn't peer-reviewed. So this is something that we need to change in the future in order to get more objectivity. It's important to develop a different process because when it's just one person that does the evaluation, it can create some subjectivity and maybe some personal feelings. So from the research, some key findings that we got from the research that each evaluator did in his own country, because they wrote some feedback. For the content that it was not approved, lack of scientific credibility was one thing, which means that most of the accounts, they don't provide scientific sources. They don't cite where they get the information. The other thing was lack of transparency, which means that normally in social media accounts, if the person is speaking about health, they don't say nothing about their background or experience. For example, in Portugal, most of the accounts related with health, sport, and nutrition, they put their own license number in their account. So immediately you can see that they are professionals in that area. That's an example from Portugal. But nevertheless, lack of transparency was one of the things that was summarized. Content quality, then again, the thing is, some of the content is not related with the topic that they are trying to promote in their social media accounts. Promotional bias, sometimes they are paid to promote some products, so this is also a problem. Safety concerns, sometimes they do or post something that can put in risk the public health, because we were seeing topics regarding to health and nutrition, so this is a problem. And also a question is positive engagement. Do they pass the right information in order to engage people? We need to see this. The last but not the least, I put a sentence here, and I give the sentence an authorship. So I will read: the point of modern propaganda isn't only to misinform or push an agenda. It is to exhaust your critical thinking and to annihilate the truth. And I put Garry Kasparov as the person that said this sentence. So my question now is, this is true or false? Before you spread this sentence and start using this sentence, you need to fact check if this is true or not. Because if you start spreading this sentence and you don't know if it's true, it will become true. So the thing with social media is like we are creating parallel truths. There's the truth, the reality, and there's the parallel truth that everybody can create in social media. So because this is also being, this symposium is also being transmitted through a Zoom platform, people can take a picture and use this information immediately, put it on social media, and say this is a sentence from Garry Kasparov. That's it. Even for me, I presented myself as Nuno Dias from Portugal, but you are here, you take a picture, and then you say, put a picture on social media, and you can say that's not Nuno, that's Erkan. And then on social media, I will become Erkan, not Nuno. And then I cannot change anything because there's no more fact-checking on social media. So the green tick label, it's something that it's very important in order for people, especially young people, to understand why the truth matters. Because if you have a green tick label, you can identify immediately that the content that's being produced in that social media is trustworthy. And because young people are the most, at least, that use more social media, and they use social media like for a short period, I see something, and after 2 seconds I need to see something different. So if you see a green tick label, which is something that you can see immediately, maybe we can help this generation and the next generation to understand better the misinformation that is passing through social media. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nuno, for presenting these valuable findings. Now we will go on Mr. Apostolos Ambrazis from our project partner, the Athens Network for Collaborations. He will introduce the Green Tick Academy, an innovative digital training platform designed to strengthen media literacy in health, diet, and sport.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank our hosts here for the warm hospitality and for the great organization of this event. Also, I would like to thank all of you for being here. It's Friday. I understand that there are some obstacles in this symposium, but still the participation is very promising. So let's delve into more details about the Green Tick Academy. The Green Tick Academy, it's actually a digital space, let's say, that has been created in a collaborative way with the participation of all the partners. Of course, some of the partners had more technical roles, while others were more focused on the development of the educational material. So, in general, we can say that the Green Tick Academy is a part of the Green Tick course, and it's accessible on the Green Tick platform. At the moment, it is available in 7 different languages. Apart from English, it is available in Turkish, Italian, Spanish, Slovenian, Portuguese, and Greek, meaning all the partners' languages. Overall, we can say that it aims to improve critical thinking and digital literacy in the fields that we have been discussing so far, health, diet, sports, and sustainability. And at the same time, trying to help users identifying reliable and science-based information online. As for the development of the Green Tick Academy, I can say that it was a result of a long collaborative process among all the partners. And this process actually was relied on findings from some previous project results and outputs in order to create this educational content. So, for example, we received some feedback from the participants that took part in the online trainings last February. Actually, this feedback was very useful in order to define and to enhance the learning materials of the Green Tick Academy. Moreover, and prior to the official launch of the Green Tick Academy, which took place last June, a pilot phase was conducted involving beneficiaries and professionals from all the fields, from all the involving countries, of course, and not only, ensuring the platform's quality and functionality. So, more or less, the Green Tick Academy is organized in 4 separate modules. The first module, which is a core module, meaning that it is a module for all the beneficiaries. It is about critical thinking and the digital age, with a focus on health, safety, and sustainability. And apart from the core module, we have 3 specialized ones. The module B, which is focused on young people from 14 to 30 years old, and their perception, comparison, and truth in relation to the content creation and to the sharing content on social media about the above-mentioned fields. The third module is more focused on content creators and digital app developers. And last but not least, we have the module D, which is about the digital media literacy for professionals from all the fields, parents, and policymakers, mainly in health and well-being. So I have tried to summarize each module's main parameters. I will also try not to take so much of your time. So, for example, module A, as already mentioned, it is a core module, meaning for all the participants, for all the trainees, for all the beneficiaries of the Green Tech Academy, and it is focused on navigating health, sport, and diet information in the digital world, meaning social media and digital apps. Because we are talking about social media so far, we have focused on social media, but this project is also focused on the digital apps content as well. Don't forget it. So it also introduces digital media literacy, and at the same time, it shows how the online content influences beliefs, choices, and at the same time provides a 6-step approach to accessing, appraising, classifying, evaluating, verifying, and monitoring information. This is a 6-step approach. At the same time, it highlights the risk of the misinformation, as has been already underlined by the previous speakers. Also, some common health and lifestyle myths are addressed with simple real-life examples, and at the same time offering evidence-based insights and sustainable practices that challenge misleading narratives. Overall, we can say that the core module helps the trainees to develop critical thinking, to resist to manipulation, and to adopt a healthier and a more sustainable, let's say, practices, not only online but also offline. Module B, I bet that the majority of you have at least a social media account, even more than one. So the module B, and since the project has as a main target group the young people, is designed for the young people. And more particularly, it tries to address the specific challenges that they face within the digital era. At the same time, it examines social comparison from a health perspective, and it shows how the constant exposure to curated online, let's say, content affects the young people's self-esteem, identity, and even, in many cases, the mental being of theirs. And moreover, it also includes a practical fact-checking exercise, which aims at guiding participants through the concepts of misinformation. It also demonstrates how to recognize misleading claims online. And as a result, we can say that the young participants of this module, the young, let's say, trainees, are encouraged to build a digital literacy and to start questioning what they see online, to filter what they see online, because this is a main problem and came through a number of project results, that young people should start filtering to a further extent, let's say. Module C, on the other hand, is focused on the digital app developers and the content creators, the ones who usually shape how people understand and act on health, diet, and sports aspects. In this module, the trainees will explore reliability and accuracy in apps by using some tools, also using gamification strategies, and there are a number of real-world examples in order to enhance the understanding of how credibility and the evidence-based practices affect the users. Last but not least, Module D. Module D is focused on the rest of the beneficiaries. Professionals from the field of health, of the diet and sports, as well as parents, and of course the policymakers in health and well-being. So here the focus is, the emphasis is put on strengthening the digital media literacy among professionals in these fields, as well as policymakers, and to equip them let's say, in order to navigate the digital environment in a more safe and responsible way. There are some regulatory frameworks included and safe digital practices. We already discussed about the Green Tick label. These strategies are introduced in order to ensure not only accountability, but also signal credible and ethical conduct. Okay. Let's talk about numbers, because as already said, the Green Tick Academy has been launched since last June, so here we are. Unfortunately, since we are facing a technical issue, I'm not able to present you the chart pies that I included in this presentation. I'm referring to the in-person participants. However, I will shortly refer to these numbers. So far, we have 348 enrollments to all modules. The module that has the highest number of enrollments, and this is actually very obvious, is the first one, the core module, since it addresses all the beneficiaries' more or less needs. This core module is followed by module B, which is really encouraging because module B targets at young people with 70 enrollments. Then there is the module D with 45 enrollments, and last but not least, module C, which is for the content creators and app developers with 42 enrollments. Honestly, we will try to even raise more the participation and the engagement, since the Green Tick Academy will be available at least by the end of the December. And when it comes to our ambition, I would say that we will try to double this number by the end of the project. Okay. When it comes to the Green Tick Academy content and what awaits you, apart from the modules that we already delve into, we can say that the learning method is interactive. We have prepared and included in the academy educational content with multimedia, not only text but also some smart and short videos, in order not the whole procedure to be boring, especially for the young people. Also, there are a number of practice exercises and quizzes. Each unit has its own quiz for practice. And another thing that we have discussed and incorporate into the Green Tick Academy is the assessment and certification part, which means that if you complete the final module test, you can earn your own certificate. And as already mentioned, materials are available in all partnered languages, which makes the content personalized. And last but not least, we have the evaluation and feedback, meaning that there are a number of pre- and post-training forms in order to measure knowledge and to help us to improve the platform, which I feel that we have discussed it in a previous meeting with the partners. I think that this is more impactful than the completions of the modules themselves, to gather the participants' insights, which are always helpful for us to improve and to provide an even better platform by the end of the project. Okay, the next slide actually included a video. So to be fair, I will not display it, but I can actually include the link for the online participants. It's a video introduction to the Green Tick platform. So here I am for further questions. Otherwise, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrosius, for introducing this important initiative. Before we move to the closing remarks, Dr. Sedat Arslan of Bandırma Onyedi Eylul University will share key insights from a systematic review conducted as part of the project, providing us with valuable conclusions and directions.
Good afternoon. Hello everyone. I am Associate Professor from Bandırma Onyedi Eylul University, Department of Nutrition and Dietetics. I am happy to being here for this amazing project. Today I will share key findings from our GreenTech systematic review on how young people engage with digital technologies, apps and social media for diet, health and sports. Our core message is simple. Digital tools can enable healthy behaviors at scale, but without credible standards and transparency, they also expose youth to real risks. I will briefly walk you through our methods, the evidence landscape, the main themes we identified, and how these insights inform the GreenTech label, academy, and guide. Why this matters? Young people increasingly encounter health and nutrition content first through screens rather than clinics or textbooks. This shift brings opportunities but also presents hazards such as misinformation, covert advertising, and social pressure. For educators, clinicians, creators, and platforms, the challenge is to keep the benefits while reducing the harms. Our reviews synthesize recent evidence to show what works, where things go wrong, and what guardrails are needed so that digital channels genuinely support healthy eating and active living. Our objectives, we pursued three objectives. First, to map the nature of current digital interventions and information environments related to diet and sports for ages roughly 14 to 29. Second, to synthesize reported benefits and harms across quantitative, qualitative, and mixed method studies. Third, to translate these insights into actionable guidance, concrete criteria that underpin the GreenTech roadmap, a credibility label, a literacy academy, and a practical guide for content creators and platforms. We conducted a PRISMA-aligned systematic review registered in Prospero. Search covered multiple databases. We included studies focused on adolescents and young adults engaging with digital apps or social media for diet, health, and physical activity outcomes. Study design ranged from randomized and observational to qualitative and mixed methods. We identified 8,278 records after removing 3,569 duplicates, 4,711 titles and abstracts were screened. We excluded 4,404 at that stage for reasons such as age, out of scope, irrelevant outcomes, or insufficient rigor. We assessed 307 full text and finally included 29 studies that met our criteria. This funnel reflects a diverse but heterogeneous evidence base enough to draw robust thematic insights while highlighting gaps for future trials and platform-specific evaluations. What does this evidence base look like? Methodologically, it's balanced across qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods designs. Smartphone apps dominate, with social media only and hybrid interventions also represented. Geographically, studies come from 19 countries, with noticeable concentration in the United States and contributions from Europe and Australia. This landscape tells us the field is active and global. but it also underscores the need for more comparative and context-sensitive studies across platforms and cultures. Our first theme is awareness, knowledge, and self-efficacy. Many interventions increased awareness and perceived competence regarding diet and physical activity. When credible sources, universities, clinicians, or verified experts shape content, media literacy tends to improve. Young users are clearly shifting from traditional source to digital formats to learn what to do and how to do it. However, literacy gains are not automatic. They depend on the design, clarity, and consistency of the content, and whether users can verify claims easily. Our second theme is hazards and misinformation. The most consistent risk we found is spread of misleading or unsafe advice, extreme diets, risky supplement use, and performance promises with weak or no evidence. Trust hinges on expert involvement, transparent sourcing, and verifiable facts. Without these, young people may adopt advice uncritically. The solution is twofold: raise the credibility bar for health content and build critical consumption skills in users. Our third theme is attitudes and behavior change. The digital features like prompts, goal settings, progress tracking, gamification, and peer support can foster positive attitudes and measurable shifts in diet and physical activity. When the execution is strong, conversely, shallow content, technical glitch, or a poor fit with users' daily routines undermine engagement. For adolescents in particular, supportive adults, parents, teachers, coaches often amplify the effect by reinforcing healthy choices offline. Our fourth theme is social comparison. Social comparison cuts both ways. Community can motivate, but idealized body image and created performance highlights rails can feel pressure, low self-esteem, and body dissatisfaction. Lower digital literacy intensifies these harms. Platform-level design matters. We need features that reduce unhealthy comparison while maintaining community support. This might include default filters, reframing metrics toward function and well-being, and elevating diverse, realistic role models. Our last theme was product promotion. Commercial incentives are pervasive. Sponsor-driven posts often blur the line between neutral advice and advertising. We observed frequent promotion of supplements and diet products with inadequate disclosures. This erodes trust and may nudge young people toward unnecessary or unsafe purchase. Clear labeling, standardized disclosures, and algorithmic penalties for covered ads are practical steps that platforms and creators can adopt to protect youth while preserving legitimate partnerships. Quality limitations and implications for our systematic review. We used a CASP-informed appraisal. No studies were excluded solely on quality, but we note heterogeneity in outcomes, measures, and follow-up lengths, as well as limited platform-specific trials. Implications: first, build verification and labeling into ecosystem so credible content is visible and rewarded. Second, scale out appropriate digital literacy training that teaches users how to evaluate claims. Third, mandate sponsor and affiliate disclosure in standardized, machine-readable formats so platforms can enforce them reliably. From evidence to greening, these findings feed directly into the greening initiative. The green tick labels signals credibility and safety for health apps and accounts based on clear criteria. The Green Tick Academy delivers literacy training for young educators and creators, turning critical thinking into a habit. The Green Tick Guide translates evidence into practical rules for platforms and content creators, covering claims, transparency, risk warnings, and age-appropriate design. Together, they turn systematic evidence into an operational framework that can scale with digital world. Before we close, I'm delighted to share that our Green Tick systematic review has been accepted by the Central European Journal of Sport, Science and Medicine. The study extends today's findings. We will share the link as soon as it's published live. And that's my last words. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Dr. Arslan, for these significant insights. Because of technical problems, we couldn't showcase the accounts and applications that have earned the Green Tick Quality label selected from 6 partner countries, but we will share the link for online attendees.